السلام عليكم إخواني وأخواتي المقبلين على اجتياز مباراة تعليم بالتعاقد. Welcome guys again in this new video concerning always English didactics. This video tackles teaching functions, or how can we teach functions. So let's start with the definition. What are functions? The first question that we should raise is the definition. The definition of functions. According to the British Council, this is the answer. According to the British Council, functions refer to what items of language actually do in a real context, as opposed to what they might mean literally. There is difference between what language items mean literally and their purpose in real context, their function. These include their functions include suggesting, criticizing, refusing, agreeing and disagreeing, inquiring, talking about the past, and giving advice. These are some of the functions of language items. Each function has its distinctive features, namely a context wherein it is used and a set of expressions that are commonly utilized with it. The context in which we use, we can't use haphazardly. We are aware of using a set of expressions to use them to satisfy a certain purpose in a specific context. It is the teacher's job to not only teach these expressions, but also help students learn how to use them properly. The teacher must teach or equip students with these expressions and help them to use them in the right context, in appropriate setting or situation. For example, learning the expressions related to apologizing would mean nothing if students cannot apologize in English when they have done something wrong. This is very important. When you teach them apologizing, they must apologize. For example, when they are late or when they do something wrong. So let's move to the approaches, or what we use. How we can teach functions, the approaches that we use to teach English, to teach the functions. There are mainly two approaches. We have inductive and deductive approaches. Let's start with the deductive approach. The deductive approach is a teacher-centered approach. Actually, teachers don't prefer this type of approach because it is teacher-centered, doesn't give any importance in students, doesn't emphasize or focus on students or learners. A teacher will be inclined to explain the context under which a certain function is used, introduce verbally the expressions of the function, and instruct students to practice this function through exercises. Sometimes this approach is beneficial. We can't overlook the, the advantages of this approach or method. The teacher starts with explaining the context or situations when we use this function and the set of expressions that we use it to express this function, and then afterwards he or she gives students exercises to practice these functions or this function. Let's move to the second approach, which is the most preferable approach in teaching. It is inductive approach because it is learner-centered. The teacher tries to provide students with the function in a dialogue, and student notice the context and extracts or infer the expressions of the dialogue. Once students become familiar with the expressions of the function, the teacher then instructs them to fill in gaps using the expressions. Then a teacher instructs his or her student to come up with a dialogue or use the function to respond to a given set of situations. In this approach, the teacher gives the chance to his or her student to discover and to depend on themselves and to learn by themselves. This is the benefits of this method or approach. That's why this is the most favorable, effective approach to teach any language component in the entire FL range. So actually I have finished this video. This is the last thing. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next new video. Thank you.